Welcome back once again to find out or explore more details about our topic. Very delighted to be having with us live over the phone Dr. Mohamed Ezaby is a professor of international relations at Arab African Center for Political and Strategic Studies. Good morning, Dr. Ezaby.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. So your own assessment of the whole peace summit that was held earlier in Sharm el-Sheikh, strategically speaking, we're talking about finally reaching an end, a peaceful, just and fair and somehow fair towards the Palestinian side. How do you assess the deal, the peace deal that was signed, the agreement?
Well, we can consider this conference that it represents the beginning of a new legal path in the Middle East by shifting from unilateral military actions to a structured phased implementation framework involving regional guarantors like Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, and the global powers, Europe and the United States. It expands the Abraham Accords model by incorporation Palestinian stakeholders directly through the Palestinian authorities' involvement and emphasizing reconstruction tied to governance reforms, potentially paving the way for bilateral treaties. However, its symbolic nature without direct signature from Israel or Hamas limits enforceability, highlighting the need for the UN to transition from declaration to actionable legal norm.
Right. Talk to us about the content of the agreement. Of course, there were some conditions earlier before the summit that were stated by President Donald Trump and was accepted by Egypt to be implemented, as they are both partners to this peace project. So what exactly were the terms of this peace agreement on the American side and on the terms of the Egyptian side?
Well, we know, all the world knows that the Donald Trump plan is the same that Egyptian plan from 6 months. But Donald Trump tried to make some points for Israeli, not as Egypt wants in the last plan. After negotiations, there are some points make agreed differences between Israel and Hamas, and when they start negotiations here in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt solves these problems between Hamas and Israel, and all the world saw the signature on this plan on Sharm el-Sheikh by attendance by Donald Trump and President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and 20 of leaders of the world.
Right. So talk to us about also the course of events. Of course, this peace deal it sounds very promising and it's very optimistic and all that, and received a lot of applause by the world and by the participating countries that attended the peace summit. But however, there was a violation almost the next day, and there was also a violation out not from the Israeli side but from another Palestinian faction, which is a little bit complicated when we all know. So how do you read the future for the Gazans inside the enclave with all the conspiracies done and the Israeli occupation picking up on the Palestinian resistance, Hamas, or probably on some of the Palestinian factions and all that, and suddenly the situation might erode into another conflict?
Well, about the violation from two sides, after Israel signed the agreement with Lebanon, up till now, she made a lot of violence in the south of Lebanon. So it's normal for Israel to make a great violence. It's normal for Israel to try to say I'm here, try to say I'm strong, I can return back to the war. So it's always Israel do that. But I don't think that this violence can broke the agreement which held in Sharm el-Sheikh. We know just Israel tried to late the second withdrawal to the red line, tried to delay reconstruction of Gaza, tried to delay anything just only, especially after Hamas said that I can't give the dead bodies because of the land and the destruction and the dead bodies under destruction, and I need time. Israel gives Hamas the places, the exact places of the dead bodies of Israeli soldiers. So Israel knows everything about Hamas, but this violence tried to delay the achievement of this agreement, just delay, not broke it.
Exactly, that was what I was talking about. I mean, taking advantage of anything that is going to happen and make an issue out of it, because it is logic that if you bury a body and under the continuous bombardment and the destruction, total destruction, everything is going to be a case. Even the people who buried those bodies are already dead now. So it's almost an impossible mission to be able to get a corpse after like a month that has been buried inside under rubble, and then you ask somebody to get it. So they're making things impossible in order to be able to pick up and start erode situations again. And these are some of the great worries of the people who are involved in this peace agreement. However, that's why this is going to lead us to the other question. What international legal framework that could be relied on seriously to ensure the implementation of the provisions to peace agreement reached in Sharm el-Sheikh? Is there something aside from the United Nations that is always being neglected by the United States and that is protecting Israel?
Well, after signing this agreement, President al-Fattah al-Sisi said that we want the support of the Security Council for this agreement. We want the support of United Nations to achieve this agreement. So President al-Fattah al-Sisi knows that Israel can make a lot of violence. So he wants the aid of Security Council, the aid of all European countries. That's why he invites 20 Greek leaders from the world to attend the sign of this agreement. We can say also that under the Geneva Conventions, Israel must facilitate everything to reach to the third part of this agreement and reconstruction. Even what happening yesterday or last yesterday by breaking this agreement by Israel, but I think that no one will give that, no one, especially Donald Trump. He assured in Knesset, he assured in his plan that the war is end. President al-Fattah, and here in Egypt, he said the war of Gaza is end. I will not give Netanyahu any permissions to come back to the war. Even he said yesterday, if Hamas didn't give the buried soldiers to Israel, I will give Netanyahu permission to go back to war. But I think that Donald Trump didn't want really this war to back again. And also Egypt and Qatar and Turkey try to solve any problem happen between Israel and Hamas in the exchange point. And I'm sure that this agreement will be will settle to the last point after we will reach to reconstruction Gaza.
Finally, we're running out of time, unfortunately. Finally, what's your own assessment of the coming steps that were stated by the two parts and the people who attended the summit?
I think that Egypt will announce that we will want to make an international conference for
the recovery and construction.
Yes.
Right.
And the same countries who attend the agreement between Israel and Hamas and Donald Trump, I think they will attend. They will, especially that Gaza needs more than $7 billion to rebuild. I think also that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi will make a great effort to reconstruct Gaza and after this summit.
Right. And I would like to thank you, Dr. Mohamed Ezaby. You're a professor of international relations of Arab African Center for the Political and Strategic Studies. Thank you so much for talking to us. And we're going to go to a short break. We'll come to continue the breakfast show, so stay with us.